Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. We're excited for today's video. So the beer's courtesy of the guys at Nerd Sense. Thanks so much, I really appreciate it. They actually gave this to me on my birthday. So this sounds way up my alley. I don't remember if we talked about it, like the Nerd Sense guys and I in person, if they were remembering that I love cinnamon rolls and that we had from Hot Butcher this amazing cinnamon roll stout. But yeah, I love cinnamon rolls. I make them every Christmas. I make them more than once a year, but I love cinnamon rolls. So this sounds way up my alley. So Ceylon Swirl is the name of it. Barrel blended Imperial Stout featuring various threads from our barrel program carefully blended with a portion of fresh stout. It has been conditioned upon both cinnamon and vanilla before finally resting on a thoughtful dose of treehouse coffee beans. I didn't realize there was coffee in this. Awesome. The finished beer has incredible complexity with notes of smooth vanilla, creme, rich chocolate cookie dough, and pleasant cinnamon spice, all supported by delicate oak and bourbon undertones throughout. Decadent, well-rounded, and artfully crafted. Okay, and it's... what's the ABV? I don't see the ABV on this. Okay. If I find it online, I'll put it in the description box below. If I didn't explicitly state this, thank you, Nerd Sense, for this bottle. I'm super stoked to have it and try it. Oh, that pours very dark. Wow. Okay. Oh, actually, oops. This topper also comes courtesy of Nerd Sense. Yeah, it's clean enough. It's just such a nice opener and stopper. All right, let's get into it. So not a lot of head. I'm going to assume it's pretty high ABV. Definitely some dark legs. It's not clear legs. There's a brown tint to them. Not a lot of lacing, which doesn't surprise me. Looks like a big stout. Let's get into the aroma. Yeah, so you do get, it's not like cinnamon sugar mix. I do get cinnamon. I get a lot of oaky barkness. Good amount of vanilla. Some roast. At least right now, you could tell me that this was all this roast was coming from the base stout, and I would believe you. It doesn't necessarily step up to, oh, this has to be coffee for me anyway. It's starting to, at least for me, I don't know if it's just because I've picked up a few of the bigger notes, but it seems to be more melded together as an aroma. Not that I want to turn this into a comparison of that Hot Butcher review, but like that one, you open it up and it smelled like straight up cinnamon rolls in beer form. It's almost like deconstructed cinnamon roll. Just for whatever that, I'm not mad at it, just like that's how it kind of hits for me. Let's see about the taste. Cheers, and thanks again, Sean and Mike. Ha ha! Okay, that's really good. Good viscosity on the mouthfeel and the body. A little syrupy, but not full on syrup. The taste does have more coffee than just, oh, that roast could come from base stout. It'd be quite something for a base stout to get that much roast on its own. Maybe achievable, but not easily. I'll put it that way. Not a ton of cinnamon. I think that's an adjunct that can very easily dominate a beer. Not a ton of it. Good amount of chocolate, which is really pleasant. I know like cinnamon roll, like there's no chocolate in that. Yeah, but it's a stout, so obviously there's some chocolate and should be. The bourbon oakiness, I like the level it's there. That is there. Again, I don't know the ABV right now, but I'm assuming it's double digits. I don't taste any of that. I also feel like I'm gonna sneeze in a second. Excuse me. If I share any of these beers with anyone, I sneezed on them. Sorry. So stupid. Where was I? Chocolate, the bourbon, some barrel comes through for sure. Some vanilla. It's not like the most vanilla-y beer ever, which is fine. It's not what they're going for, But the taste, everything works really well. It tastes really good. Like at the end of the day, that's what matters most. So a little bit more cinnamon that sip. Yeah, but it's not a ton. It's not dominant. Honestly, this drink's more like a softly bourbon barrel aged imperial coffee stout, and like the level of vanilla I'm getting, I could see a barrel kicking it out. And again, they're not trying to make this a vanilla stout. That's not the goal. They're not trying to make it a cinnamon stout, but the vanilla and the cinnamon are lower. Maybe what's that one wood that kicks out a similar cinnamon? Amberana, something like that. Like you could almost say it was, a blend of barrel aged stouts, bourbon barrel aged stouts, and one that was in that. I think it's Albarana. But yeah, anyway, back to the original part. Like I was saying, it's kind of like a deconstructed cinnamon roll in a stout. Like it's not a cohesive cinnamon rolly taste. It's not. There's not even enough cinnamon to really achieve that. I get why they called it that. I get the labeling. I totally understand. But that's not how it hits. It's more the deconstructed thing. But like I was saying before, it just tastes really good. And it's kind of fitting that this is from Sean and Mike at Nerd Sense, because, I've had this conversation with them, but I was recently watching one of their videos, and they've had this conversation many times, and Mike's really good about pointing this out. And I mostly agree. Once in a while, I might disagree just because of the day, but it's not what it says it is. It's what's in the bottle. It's what's in the can, And that's what I think is true of this. It's not cinnamon stout or cinnamon roll stout in taste, but it is really good bourbon barrel aged stout with coffee. So I'm not mad at that. Has anyone had this beer before? Has anyone had a similar experience? Anyone have thoughts about it should taste exactly how it says, or that's good at, the most important thing is that it tastes good? Anything, everything, comment section below. Thanks again, guys at Nerd Sense. Make sure you check them out. Once you're done checking them out, and I'll link to them or at them in the description box below. Make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews, both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.